only have a single opening through which food enters, and food then after metabolism the waste materials, like they are thrown out of the body. It is only a single pore or the single opening. Nematocysts. Now these nematocysts contain a potent venom called hypnotoxin. It can regenerate the entire flatworm. And all these segments, they are not true segments, they are just superficially segmented, they can fall off, and they have their own set of neurons, they have their own set of digestive, whatever primitive digestive system they have. Now we will move on to the next phylum, the final Coelenterata or Cnidaria. Cnidaria was the earlier name, now it is known as Coelenterata. These animals can be marine or freshwater but aquatic. Okay. They have diploblastic body, are coelomic. They have tissue level organization. They are radially symmetrical. Radially symmetrical. They have an incomplete digestive system, meaning they do not have a mouth and anus. They only have a single opening through which food enters, and food then after metabolism the waste materials, like they are thrown out of the body. It is only a single pore or the single opening. That opening is known as hypostome or the mouth. Okay. Based on the development of mouth and anus, animals can also be divided into protostomia and deuterostomia. Okay. Well, in the protostomes, only a single mouth-like structure called the hypostome evolves and no anus develops. Or if it develops later. However, in deuterostomes, first the anal opening develops and then the oral opening develops, like in humans. Okay. Also, in the phylum Coelenterata, we find two kinds of mods or two kinds of variations in body plans or designs. One is the sessile or fixed or non-motile. Sessile means non-motile polyp, and we have the motile or free living umbrella like medusa form. And there are alternation of generations between this polyp form and medusa form, known as metagenesis. Or alternation of generation. Metagenesis. How this occurs? The sessile polyp asexually produces the motile medusa, and the motile medusa sexually produces the sessile polyp, and this is repeated. This is known as metagenesis. Okay. This is how metagenesis occurs. Now, how do they capture their food? The cylindrics or the cnidarians, whatever you may call them, they have tentacles. Okay, like this is the hydra, and this has got tentacles. The hydra, tentacles. These tentacles contain specialized group of cells known as nidoblasts. Hence the name nidarian, containing stinging cells called nematocysts. Nematocysts. Now these nematocysts contain a potent venom called hypnotoxin. Now what? How do they capture food? Suppose a small fish or an animal gets attached to one of the tentacles. These tentacles move freely in water. The netoblast will release the stinging cell or nematocysts which have a barbed wire-like shape, and these nematocysts will enter or perforate the body of the prey. Okay, this is the prey. Perforate the body of the prey, releasing copious amounts of hypnotoxin. Now, what does the hypnotoxin do? This is a neurotoxin. It affects the nerve. It blocks the nerve impulses. It blocks the synapse of the prey animal, hence paralyzing it. And also, the prey animal is devoid of all the feelings of pain, all the sensation of pain or discomfort, and it is swallowed through here, the hypostome. Now, digestion is both external and internal, meaning and internal, meaning some of the venom pre-digests the food outside the body, the external digestion, and inside the body cavity, okay, they are acylomae. Inside the body cavity, whatever they have, the digestive tract or the rudimentary digestive tract they have, the incomplete digestive system, there the rest of the digestion occurs, and the waste material is again thrown out of the hypostome itself. So both external and internal digestion is present. Also, hydra can reproduce asexually through budding. Can reproduce asexually. This is the hydra, asexually through budding. How does budding occur? A bud forms in the body of the hydra. It enlarges, it falls off into the substratum, and it again develops into a hydra. Hydras can live for very long, okay, for thousands of years. They have great powers of regeneration. You cut them into a million pieces, all they will regenerate into millions of hydras, okay. Also, some hydras are green in color. They have chlorophyll. They incorporate chlorophyll inside them from the algae. Algae and hydra have a symbiotic relationship. The algae is the phycobiont type, and the algae lives inside the hydra, and it also photosynthesizes, providing excess food to the hydra. Now, hydra. Where should I? Hydra is a freshwater cnidarian, and sea anemone. It is a marine. It is a marine coelenterate or marine cnidarian. Well, the hydra is a freshwater coelenterate or cnidarian. So this is all about the phylum Coelenterata or cnidarian. Now we will look into phylum Ctenophora. Ctenophodons are also known as sea combs, sea combs or sea walnuts because they appear as walnuts with combs attached to their body. They are acyclomate exclusively marine and they live in the deepest part of the ocean. Deepest part of the ocean where sunlight does not reach. They are diploblastic, meaning they have ectoderm, mesoglea, endoderm. They have tissue level of organization. They are radially symmetrical, just like the coelenterids. They have bioluminescence, means since they live in the deepest part of the ocean where there is no sunlight, in order to attract prey towards them, they emit light from their bodies like glowworms or fireflies. This is known as bioluminescence, and bioluminescence is generally imparted by two enzymes, luciferin and luciferase, in the presence of O2. Okay, dissolved oxygen, that is. They have 8 external comblades which help in locomotion. So they are motile. They have tentacle-like structures called coloblasts or lasso cells. These coloblasts or lasso cells also have stinging apparatus, not like the nidoblast or the nematocyst, but a type of stinging apparatus containing venom by which they entangle their prey, and extracellular and intracellular digestion is present just like in the cnidaриans. The venom digests part of the food outside their body, and when they ingest their body through their mouth or oral opening, it enters the body and the remaining part of the digestion occurs. They have complete digestive system, meaning they have a separate opening for ingestion, that is the mouth, and a separate pore for eliminating the waste material, that is the anal opening, or the waste material, like that is, you cannot say anus for them, like an opening for like the egestion. Okay, and they have a larval stage known as the cytiped larva. The cytiped larva. Okay, the cytiped larva. Examples: Pleurobrachia and Tinoplana. One interesting fact about the Tinophorans is, now Tinophorans are also known as comb jellies. Comb jellies. One interesting fact about Tinoplana is they live a few thousand meters under the sea. That pressure is so high, you need specialized vehicles to go, the deep sea vehicles to go and explore. The human body cannot withstand that amount of pressure, but these animals, just like a jellyfish, okay, just like a jellyfish, they can withstand such huge pressure despite not having any kind of skeletal system, be it an exoskeleton or endoskeleton. This is a remarkable feature of phylum Tinophora. So this is all about phylum Tinophora. Okay, now let's look into phylum Platyhelminthes or the flatworms. Why they are flatworms? Because their body is dorsoventrally flattened, and they are endoparasites of mammals such as cows, pigs, and humans as well. They have incomplete digestive tract. That means they only have one opening for ingestion and egestion as well. Some flatworms such as Tinea solium found in the intestine of pig, Tinea saginata found in cows, they do not have any digestive tract. They are endoparasites. They live in the intestines of the mammals and they absorb all the food material from the host through their body surface or cuticle. They have a toughened cuticle outside of their bodies which is resistant to enzymes, antibodies and antitoxins of the host, hence they can remain as it is. Okay. They have a head-like structure called scolex with hooks or suckers called strobila with which they attach to the intestine. It looks like this. They have spikes like this. This is the scolex, and all these arrangement of spikes are called strobila. They are also known as suckers. They are bilaterally symmetrical, diploblastic and acylomate. Generally, a flatworm looks like this. This is the roughly the head, and their body is like this. Each segment, if breaks out of the body, suppose this segment breaks out of the body, it can again potentially regenerate the entire flatworm. Okay, it can regenerate the entire flatworm, and all these segments, they are not true segments; they are just superficially segmented. They can fall off, and they have their own set of neurons. They have their own set of digestive, whatever primitive digestive system they have, and their own set of own set of excretory organs known as nephridia. Their excretory organs are known as nephridia. I'm sorry. They're not known as nephridia. Now they have a new name. You can call them nephridia, but mainly uh, their excretory organs, they have a specialized name called the flame cells. Okay, the flame cells. They have organ level of organization. Organ level of organization means they have a separate organ system, like, or not organ system, but separate organ for digestion, separate organs for excretion, separate organs for reproduction. They have separate sexes, that is, they're dioecious. Male and female are separate. They produce sexually through the formation of male and female gametes, and they have external fertilization, and they have a ladder-like nervous system, meaning in each segment, if this is a segment, one strand of neurons and another strand of neurons, and they're interconnected. So, like a system of ladders. This is known as the ladder-type nervous system. Ladder-type nervous system. Got it? For example, tinea solium and liver flu called fasciola hepatica. This is known as the liver flu, and they are mostly aquatic, found in freshwater environments. And the disease, these tinea solium, like they cause, is called the teniasis. Cause teniasis, and liver flu damages our liver. Okay, they parasitize mammalian livers. So this is all. The important thing is the excretory organs, the flame cells, and they are the first group of animals or the first phylum who had evolved organ level of body plan or organization. So this is also another important one.